بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين ولا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين وحجته في العالمين واللعن على أعدائهم من الآن إلى أبد الآبدين. Greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum ayyuhal mu'minun wal mu'minat wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. This is another message addressed to Mr. Asrar Rashid, who has been ignoring and evading my challenge and my call to a series of debates on matters of difference between Shia and the Omaris. Mr. Asrar Rashid has mentioned that he does not want to debate with me because he thinks I'm Akhbari. Nothing could be farther from truth. First of all, I've mentioned this matter so many times in my lectures in Arabic and in Farsi, that I am not Akhbari. And as a matter of fact, I had several, perhaps 3 or 4 major debates just in the month of Muharram in Safar with certain people, certain individuals who claim to be Akhbaris, but I do not really recognize them as Akhbaris. But there were very, very major debates in Farsi language, and the individuals who opposed me, they were based in Al-Mashhad al-Muqaddas, the city of Mashhad in Iran. And these debates were very, very hot topics in the religious media in Farsi language for the last 2 months. And everybody knows that I do not identify myself as an Akhbari, nor do I identify myself as an Usuli. My position is that Akhbari and Usuli are not really 2 sects and are not really 2 schools. And the majority of differences and matters of dispute that are mentioned, that Akhbaris and Usulis differ from one another on these issues, and these matters are used to justify division between Akhbari and Usuli. These issues are superficial, they are not real, and the majority of these disputes are al-ikhtilafat al-lafdhiyya. Al-ikhtilafat al-lafdhiyya is very difficult to translate into English language in one word. Basically, it means something that appears to be a matter of difference, and it's not really a matter of difference. It only is vocalized, and it is stated as a matter of difference. It appears to be a difference only in words. However, if you go into the content, they are saying the same thing. And this is not just something that I said. This is the website of Sayyid Sa'id al-Hakim. He is one of the grand maraja in Iraq. Sayyid Muhammad Sa'id al-Tabatabai al-Hakim, hafidhahullah. He is a man of piety, a man of knowledge, and I have great admiration and respect for him. And in his website, he has a section of question and answer, الفرق بين الأصولية والأخبارية بين الأسماء والواقع, and he has written a very detailed article with which I concur with respect to the difference between Akhbari and Usuli. He has been asked a question, what is the difference between Usuli and Akhbari? And his answer is actually an article. And he says that for more than 40 years, I've been thinking and pondering and doing research to understand the difference between Akhbari and Usuli. Then he says the gist of his research, فإنما يذكر من وجه الفرق بينهما لا يصلح فارقا فضلا أن يوجب الانقسام وامتياز كل من الطرفين عن الآخر لأنها بين خلافات لفظية لا حقيقة لها وخلافات فقهية أو أصولية بين جميع العلماء على اختلاف مناهجهم. ما يذكر, whatever is mentioned, that these are matters that help us identify Usulis from Akhbaris. These matters لا يصلح فارقة. These are not issues that have that ability to really distinguish from Usuli and Akhbari. All those matters that have been mentioned, that these matters distinguish and separate Akhbaris from Usulis, they are not really truly matters that make them a separate sect or make them 2 different schools. Most of these issues are verbal ikhtilafat, verbal disputes, not substantial disputes. لا حقيقة لها. Or there are fiqhi uh, differences which exist between mujtahideen as well. Therefore, I do not agree that the Shias are divided into two sects, Usuli and Al-Akhbari. And this is my personal and honest belief before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that I do not know of any substantial difference between Usuli and Akhbari methodologies, or any difference in Aqidah. And I revere the scholars of both schools. Actually, they are not two schools. They are the same school of Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salatu was-salam. It has been mentioned. It has been amongst the public, amongst the commonality, that there are two schools. Nonetheless, I do not know any difference between the two so far. I've done a lot of reading. I do not know any difference between them. Therefore, this claim that I am Akhbari, it's absolutely not true. Having said that, I reiterate my challenge to Mr. Asrar Rashid to please come forward and give me an answer. If you do not want to do munadhara, then be honest. Tell the people the truth, that you are scared, that you're intimidated, and that you know that an utter humiliation and embarrassment would befall you should you encounter me in a face-to-face munadhara and debate. Having said this, inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala, since it's obvious that Asrar Rashid is never going to debate me, as had prognosticated before, I'd like to challenge specifically Mr. Adnan Rashid. Mr. Adnan Rashid, if you hear this message, and you will hear this message, inshallah, I want you to, inshallah, have the courage and accept my challenge. I challenge you to a series, not one, a series of debates on matters of difference and dispute between the Shia and the Omari congregation. Likewise, I am specifically addressing Mr. Shaykh Mumtaz ul-Haq of the Salafi sect in UK. Whenever you hear my message, and this message will reach you, please respond to me. I would like to hold a series of debates with you, either in Urdu language or Arabic language or Farsi language, but perhaps you don't speak Farsi, or English, whichever you're comfortable with, Urdu or English. This would be more beneficial for our audience, inshallah, on matters of difference. And any shurut, any conditions and stipulations you want to propose, I agree to your shurut, inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala, so long as you do not make a fair, honest, educated munadhara and debate impossible. Therefore, inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala, I look forward to hear from you, and I doubt any of you would be man enough to face me, inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala, in a debate. I don't think it will happen, but I'm anxious and very much look forward to facing you folks. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.